Hi, and welcome to Energyz Yoga and Zumba Virtual Studio. Enjoy your free virtual class. Remember to hit the like button and click subscribe to get notifications of more free classes to do at home. Thanks for coming to Energyz.
Let's see what else I've got on my list here. So for the next 45 minutes, there is no wrong, there is no right. All of our bodies are different. And anything that you do is just your way of getting to that position. And it is completely fine. One thing you don't want to do is feel any pain. We are inviting sensation into our bodies, but we do not want any pain. And if at any time you feel pain, come back to a relaxed seat and just relax until we do the next move. We want to have self-compassion and not push the limits of our bodies tonight. So you want to make sure that your pillows are within reach in case you need them. And go ahead and come to a comfortable seated position on the mat, whatever that may be for you. It might be sitting cross-legged. You might have your feet out. It's completely up to you. Go ahead and rest your arms to your sides. If your legs are straight out, or if you're in the seated position like me, you can just rest your hands on your knees. You can choose to close your eyes while you do yoga. I tend to close my eyes a lot. So if you see my eyes closed, know that that's really normal for me. You might want to just open your eyes as you transition to another move. Or you can keep them open. In your comfortable seat, what we want to do is start with a straight back. You want to feel blocks lining up where your spine is, all the way up into your head. And you want to feel very solid and very stable. And sometimes to find that spot, I'll move around a little bit, forward or lean back, and just find that comfortable straight middle, that balance. We're going to start with our intention. And your intention is basically why you came here today or this evening. Why are you here? What are you looking for? What are you hoping to achieve while you're here? I would imagine many of you, it's just a little peace and a little bit of calm. So I want you to think about your intention, and I want you to send it straight to your heart. And seal it in with a breath. And we're going to start to breathe. And we're going to box breathe, if you know that. We're going to inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. And out 2, 3, 4. And rest 2, 3, 4. In 2, 3, 4. And hold 2, 3, 4. And out 2, 3, 4. And rest 2, 3, 4. And once again, continue. As you continue breathing, look and see if there's any places in your body that are holding tension. Maybe your brow is furrowed and you want to relax that. Maybe your neck is giving you a little bit of a problem and you can just gently relax that.
Make sure that your tongue isn't on the roof of your mouth. Check your elbows and your wrists and your hips and your knees and your ankles and your toes. And if anything's tight, think about softening it and letting it just melt away. We're going to start some belly breathing now. And I'd invite you to put one hand on your stomach and one hand on your heart. Deep breath that fills the stomach, fills the chest, and fills the collarbone, and then sigh it out loudly. And again. And this is a very active breathing, deep. Fill your stomach, fill your chest, and sigh it out. Your whole body should feel this movement. Go ahead and replace your hands. And we're going to start from the top down. We're going to start with our neck, and you're going to slowly and gently bend it to one side and start rolling around. And you can match your breathing to that. Breathing in as you go back and out as you come forward. In as you go back and out as you go forward. And as you reach the out, on this one, we're going to reverse the direction. In and out. Maybe you open your jaw slightly because you find it's tensing. And one more time on your own. And find your straight position. We're going to start on our shoulders. And I want you to tense up shrug up as high as you can. Put your elbows to your ears and then let it out. Once again, elbows to ears. Make it a whole body tensing. Sorry, not your elbows. Gotta laugh at ourselves. I don't know my animals either. You'll find out. Hi, Maggie. We're recording. And once again. And out. We're going to start rolling our shoulders. You can choose forwards or backwards, whichever suits you. But you want to make sure you're reaching that height in the front, in the top, when you get there. You should feel the muscles in your back moving and supporting you. And breathing out as your shoulder goes down and in as they come up, and then reverse.
And go ahead and stop and rest. We're going to work on some seated cat-cow, which my regular people know I don't know my animals, but I'm going to work really hard on this. Please breathe in and stretch forward and arch your back. And let it out as you round to the back, which is the cat. And breathe in. And breathe out. And one more time, breathe in. And out. And now I'm going to invite you to go in a circle with that movement. You're going to lean forward and try and get your whole body. You might feel some snaps or some pops or some crinkles. And just enjoy them. And we can match our breath with this as well. Breathe out. And breathe in as you stretch forward and roll your shoulders open. And out. And now we're going to go the other way. And just enjoy. And let's find that nice straight seat. And as you sit in this nice straight seat with your blocks aligned, take note of your body and notice if it feels different than when you just started. We're going to go ahead and lay on our mats or your floor, whatever you have. And we're going to do a butterfly pose. So keep your legs bent with your feet on the floor. You may want to grab a pillow or two. It's completely up to you to put on either side of either your hips or your ankles or where your knees will rest. And you're going to lower your legs gently. The goal is to keep your back flat on the ground. You don't want to be able to reach up under here. If you need to move your feet further away, that's fine. Or maybe closer together is better for you. And we're going to be here for about 2 or 3 minutes. And as you breathe, go ahead and do some belly breathing again. Put your hand on your stomach and on your heart. And breathe in. And if your legs are starting to shake, it's okay. It's your body fighting gravity. And as you breathe out, try and let your hips soften. Let the tension go in those ligaments and muscles and feel your body melt down into the ground. And remember to breathe. Take your tongue off the roof of your mouth and put it in front of your lower teeth. And the beauty is, no one needs anything from you right now. And right now, you have all you need in this moment. And if you'd like to peek at your legs and see how much lower they've dropped, you might surprise yourself. Remember on the out breath to loosen and soften and melt. We're going to gently come up out of this position. And I'd invite you to put one hand on each outer thigh and gently help yourself pull your legs up. And rotate your feet to the floor. Pull your knees in tight and give yourself a hug. And maybe you rock sideways, or maybe you rock in a circle, and then maybe you go the other way. And then slowly make your way up to a seated position. Have one leg out straight, and the other one's going to be bent. It may be down at your calf, maybe it's at your knee. If you know the tree pose, you can go ahead and pull it all the way up. We're going to want to keep our elbow to the inside of our knee. And if all you can do is your hand to the inside of your knee, that's fine. We're going to gently bend towards our foot. You can use your elbow pressed against your knee to keep it down. And with your other hand, I'd invite you to bend your elbow and gently hold your head on the back. If you can, look up towards your elbow. And once again, As you breathe, when you breathe out, lower. And slowly raise up. This knee that's bent, you're going to put that foot on the other side of your leg. It doesn't matter if it's at an angle. Your main thing that you want to keep in mind is that your sit bones are on the ground, both of them. Reach back, and then your other arm is going to come in front of your knee. And we're going to have a nice opening front stretch. If your hands are not flat on the ground, it's fine. And release. Now, if you're at home on your mat, you can just gently switch sides. I'm going to actually change ends so I'm still facing you. So now you have your opposite leg stretched out and your bent leg tucked in as high as you can get it. Once again, you're going to put that elbow to the inside of the knee, or maybe it's just your hand. And as you breathe out, you're going to lower and soften, trying to keep the chest open to the sky. And slowly pull yourself out. The bent knee, that foot goes to the other side of your leg. Keep both your sit bones on the ground. Reach one hand back behind you and your elbow on your knee. Stretching. And if you want, you can even gaze over your shoulder. Okay. Stretch your leg out in front of you. And we're going to work on a forward bend. One thing I want you to keep in mind is this is more of a drawbridge than a rounding. You want to make sure that you're on your sits bones down there. And the main thing is to get your chest to your legs. And if you have to bend your knees this much, like I do, to get your chest to your knees, go ahead and do that. And you want to try and keep your back straight. If you're in this position and you're heading down like I am, you can grab onto your feet and gently move them forward. The goal is to keep your chest on your thighs. And your head is up. And as you breathe out, you can continue to lower. And slowly come up. Go ahead and lay down on your mat and roll over. So we had a lot of stress on our back going forward, and now we're going to just do a cobra. And if this is too simple for you, here on your elbows, you can always go to your hands. You want to make sure that you're not slumping down in your shoulders and that you're up nice and straight and your elbows feel like two trees supporting you. And just breathe. And now we're going to head back into child's pose. With your knees bent and knees bent and wide and big toes together. We're going to lay our chest and our forehead onto our mats. You might need pillows and you might be here. But the whole purpose is to find a nice, comfortable place. And if this is too easy for you, to make it harder, you can put a pillow out in front of you and put your hands on it so your shoulders are raised up. This should be active, and your fingers should all be on the ground. And just breathe. And come to tabletop. If you look back through your knees, you should not be able to see your feet. And I'd invite you to stretch the left leg back with a flexed foot. And if you can, lift your left arm and stretch and breathe and lower. And now we're going to start with the other side. Start with your foot. And raise your arm. And stretch. And breathe. And lower. And one more time on both sides. Stretch. And lower. And stretch. And lower. All right. We're going to move into a puppy pose. And all we do is drop down to our elbows. And you can drop your head. You want to pull your navel to your spine. And go ahead and come back up to tabletop. Curl your toes under. And you might have to walk out and come to plank. And walk back to tabletop. Now we're going to do a supported side plank. So turn one knee 90 degrees and stretch the other leg out, lifting your hip. And if this is not enough for you, feel free to add the other foot. And while you're here, if you'd like to lower that foot to behind you and stretch your arm behind you. And then bring it back around. We're going to do the other side. Turn your knee out to the side. 90 degrees and stretch. And if this is too easy, go ahead and lift your leg up. And lower your knee and turn the other way and face the sky. And release. Come to a seated position. We're going to do fire logs. And if this pose is not something you can do, go ahead and opt for deer pose. Deer pose is this front leg is parallel to your body. And this leg is turned back. So you may do deer pose, or you may try fire logs. This leg is parallel to your body. And this foot is flexed to keep this knee safe. This foot is also going to be flexed, and it's going to go on top of your other knee. You may or may not want a pillow in this position. The ultimate goal is to have this knee on that foot. We're going to lean forward And like I said, you may use pillows if that works better for you. And uncross your legs. And now put the other leg down. Don't forget to flex your foot to keep your knees safe. Flex your other foot and bring it up on top of your knee. And once again, we're going to fold forward. Remember to breathe. This does create a unique sensation in your body. It was one I had never felt. And come up and release your legs. Go ahead and lay on the floor. Bend your knees and cross one leg over the other. And wherever that toe is, go ahead and put your arms out to a T. Wherever that toe is, we're going to lean that direction with our hips. And come back up and put your foot down. And now we're going to do it the other way. Try and keep both shoulder blades on the ground as you do this. And come back up. Lay down. It is now time for Savasana. Let your feet lay out. Make sure your tailbone is tucked under so your back is nice and supported on the ground. Place your palms up and away from you. And just lay there and breathe. Let your body integrate everything that we've just done. This is my gift to you. No one needs you right now. You can relax and I'll be here to take you out. Gently touch your fingertips, wiggle your toes. Roll on to your side. And think of your intention. Think of your intention, and if you were able to find something you might have needed, and find your way up to a seated position. I want to thank you all so much for coming to my debut. I was extremely nervous, and it made it all better with all of you here. And I hope you had an enjoyable evening, and I hope the rest of your evening is just as enjoyable. Namaste.
Namaste.